Hello everyone, this is a replay broadcast of Ban Cho versus Wood League. Let's not waste any time here. We got the first game up and ready, and let's get this started. So over on the left side we have Ban Cho with Bluestein V2 on Deckard, Quinel on Lunara, Skeeve 13 on Varian, Su Shui on the Johanna, and Sluggadin on Orphea. Over on the right side, we have Woodleague with J-Mac on Garrosh, Barcode on Li Ming, Running Idiot on Tyrande, Droopy on the Hanzo, and I can't figure out who's on Rexar. Oh, there we go. Korix on Rexar. Okay, so these teams are wasting no time getting right into it. J-Mac way out front. Seeing if he can get a flip. There's a flip on Su Shui, but it is Johanna. She is going to walk away just fine. J-Mac getting really pressured here. Backing up. Misha helping him get out. So we got a big tussle in the middle, and really nobody dies from it. So it's time to start those rotations. Looking at these comps, I think I'm going to give the wave clear advantage over to Ban Cho. Li Ming's not exactly great at clearing waves. Hanzo's okay. But I still think the advantage is going to go over to Ban Cho in this department on rotations. So here we see, looks like Su Shui stays top to clear. Rexar immediately over on the camp. And we also have 3 from Ban Cho on the camp. As J-Mac moves top, and Li Ming and Hanzo stay mid. Barcode just right out of there. No big deal. Meanwhile, it looks like the 4 are about to rejoin J-Mac up top here. J-Mac chests the bush. Su Shui is just going to play against the towers. Soak that XP. And here we have J-Mac with an aggressive rotation. And meanwhile, let's check in on our solo lane here. It looks like Skeeve 13 is going to have his hands absolutely full with this Rexar in lane. Korik's definitely getting the better end of this right now. I don't even think Meme Blades is going to help down here. A very aggressive call on the support camp here. Let's see if Ban Cho senses something's up. Nope, it looks like this is going to be uncontested. Oh, that's a throw in the Deckard. Bluestein, or maybe in trouble. And there's our first blood. Meanwhile, we got Korix here on the Rexar doing some double soaking since they got ahead of the Varian. Misha just behind just a little bit. J-Mac doing his best to clear this out. He is going to take some free poke from Quinel here. Going to go ahead and use the Sippy. That may prove to be detrimental when it comes to the point control. And Barcode comes over to help him clear this out. While their camp comes up, that is definitely going to force a response out of Ban Cho. But they go ahead and send the Lunara down right now. And it's time to begin the objective fight for the point here. So, Hanzo and Li Ming are going to provide tons of poke against this Deckard. Which should, mean the longer the fight goes, the more it should benefit Wood League, I would think. Su Shui's taking a good chunk of damage. For some reason, Pop's the unstoppable. If Garrosh was able to get a hold of that Johanna, that could be some serious trouble. Again, more free poke. They send the Lunara up top. And it looks like Rexar Korix is going to go down to make sure, you know, they keep that slight edge. Meanwhile, Skeeve 13 is going to beat on Misha. And they're just going to keep poking away up here on point. J-Mac out front. Su Shui is taking a whole lot of free damage. significant damage done on Quinel right there. A great stun on the Orpheus. Sluggin is going to have to back out. J-Mac is in a little bit of trouble, but they do have a healing camp. They drop it, and it looks like they are going to force back Ban Cho off this point. There's a throw. The Varian's coming in. He's going to dive deep. He's going to get Tyrande. And that is a dead healer. That's also going to be Hanzo falling. Misha staying in there. But J-Mac's going to back up, and they are going to give the point over to Ban Cho, at least until they get their support and their damage dealer back up. In the meantime, it looks like Wood League is going to start on their turret camp again. And Su Shui probably seen this as J-Mac went through. Yes, they do. They've seen this. There's a big damage on that Li Ming. But Tyrande's going to be there to save Li Ming. Su Shui goes in without a care in the world. He's really, really deep. And they are going to have to back out. They took a ton of damage. J-Mac, no fear, in there. May have overstepped here. That's going to be a dead Garrosh. Misha's going to fall next. But they lose a Varian and a Johanna in that skirmish for one bear and a Garrosh. An Orc and a bear for Crusader and the former King of Stormwind. So that's going to be the first objective over to Wood League. Let's see what they opt to do with it. They decide to put Rexar and Hanzo in it, and they are going straight for top, wasting no time at all. They want this well down. Meanwhile, they leave Li Ming middle to do some soaking. J-Mac is coming from the respawn, moving toward his team. Li Ming is going to be doing the double soaking right now. As Wood League pushes in, that is definitely going to be a well. See if they back out, wait for the wave. Nope, they're going to go right back in. I'm going to guess the stun is down. J-Mac taking a ton of free damage here from Quinel. Goes in, backs the deer right up. So they get the front wall and the top well, which will tilt things in their favor when it comes to fighting for the next objective. And knowing they have a slight advantage here for just a fleeting moment, they are going to go ahead and push the support camp once again. J-Mac picks it up and another support camp over to Wood League. So Barcode just gets a tower, free orb shot. Su Shui backs up, going to gather things up. And Droopy is just going to get tons and tons of free poke here. Meanwhile, Skeeve is backing off. Johanna up top. Rexar is working on their siege camp. Meanwhile, Droopy stays mid. And again, Barcode just pushing back, playing careful, but pushing back that Varian slowly but surely. Droopy manages to get out. And it looks like we might have a fight priming up here middle. Blue Steen a little out front, a little too far out with that Deckard if you ask me. That Garrosh gets just a little bit closer. That could be a dead Deckard. And here we are. We have Wood League working on yet another turret here. And Barcode just getting tons of free damage. Quinel using their body to save that tower there, but not that time. So we got Orphe and Johanna push it in top. That's going to force a response out of Wood League. Meanwhile, Barcode taking some significant damage from the Lunara right there. Su Shui's just going in without a care in the world. Going to eat a Groundbreaker right there from J-Mac. Help him work on those stacks. He's at 6 right now. And Variant is just not having a good time down here. Yeah, you're padding your stats by beating on Misha, but you're not really getting anything accomplished. Meanwhile, while Varian's playing around with the bear, the other 4 are up here ready to rock and roll on the second point. And again, Su Shui is taking a ton of free damage from the Hanzo here. J-Mac anchoring. Let's see if someone's going to commit. Okay, they're going to commit on the bear. Nothing doing there. No big deal. There's a throw on the berry and the taunt. That is going to be one dead king. Su Shui is taking a ton of damage. That is going to be 2 for nothing. A great flip on the Varian. Stay a while and listen. Stay a while and die, more like it. And that is 3 for nothing in favor of Wood League. It looks like we are going to get an immediate rotation to the support camp to get it off the map here. Oh, the minion just saved Varian's life right there. Here comes Barcode. Here comes the Protector. And let's see if they're going to go ahead and get this down and then see where they take it next. Are they going to push keep? They're going to go middle. They are going to opt to open up the map. I think this is a good decision. They're going straight bottom with it. Looking to take out the well to set things up to favor them in the next objective phase. Poor Varian is going to eat a stun right there. He is going to get away thanks to the conveyor belt. And now it looks like we're going to have Wood League push in. Going for that well. That is the prize here. That is going to be a dead well. Dead front wall. So that is going to give them a significant advantage on point number 3. They're not done yet. They're going to keep the pressure here. Slugged taking a ton of damage from the Protector. They're going to go ahead and push in here. And Skeeve 13, for some reason, walks over the laser point there. Takes a bunch of free damage from that. Not really sure. He had plenty of time to avoid it, but he goes ahead and walks on it. I guess he just didn't care. And we are going to have a level advantage here in favor of Wood League. They are going straight to their turret camp. And it looks like they have sent the Varian up to do the siege camp. Yes, they have. And they've sent Rexar over to do their siege camp. And there we go. So everybody's moving mid here. Look at see what everybody's going on. Nope. They hang back. I thought they were going to move forward. That is my fault. J-Mac trying to force the issue here. Su Shui is backing up. Drippy is just doing a ton of damage on poor Johanna. It's just free damage because nobody else can really get there, so it's just a ton of free damage Su Shui is forced to take every time. We are going to get a clear up here from Barcode, Running Idiot, and J-Mac. They are going to rotate down. Su Shui is going to try to force the issue. J-Mac's going to throw him away. Misha's going to go right in there. Stay a while and listen. That's only going to cost him a bear. Su Shui could be in some serious trouble. There's a leaping strike from the Lunara. But Quindle's going to be okay. But Deckard is not. That was my fear when I seen this, is Deckard just really struggles with the poke there. And they're taking so much damage before all the potions can get down. Just over and over again, they have significant damage on their team as Woodley pushes in. And it looks like we are going to go ahead and take this mid fort. J-Mac is taking a lot of free damage here. Was thinking about trying to get the flip on Bambi, but Bambi backs right out. And that is a completely open map in favor of Woodley. And oh my goodness, Varian, you are not long for this world. He's going to try to dance, but this is just a formality. That is going to be a dead Varian right there. Opportunistic time for Woodley to get that pick. That is definitely going to give them a free 40 seconds of channel. And let's see if they move the Rexar up to the turret camp. As they put, looks like they're going to put Garrosh on the point. So we are going to send Rexar, Barcode, Running Idiot over. We're going to get another turret here. Meanwhile, it looks like Ban Cho is going to opt to push out top lane and mid lane to buy themselves time for the Varian to respawn so they can contest bottom point. Meanwhile, it looks like Barco just took at least half their health bar and poison damage from the Lunara. And they're going to leave Rexar on point, and it looks like we are going to get an engaged top. Big Dragon Arrow on the Lunara. Quinnell's going to leap right out of there. Stay a while and listen, but all he's really doing is staying a while, taking a bunch of free damage. Shu Shui's trying to cut him off. Here comes Varian. Hanzo, does he have his jump? He misses, I guess? But that is going to put a protector in Woodleague's favor going down the bot. They are a man down. Looks like they are... Shu Shui wants to sit here and push. They are going to bring the protector up to the team middle. And Su Shui, their tank, interesting decision, is going to stay up top with the Li Ming. Now we have our tank rolling down here. Su Shui a little bit isolated from the team. And I could be... There's the Iron Skin, so that won't be up. And if Garrosh gets a hold of Shu Shui now, that could very much be a dead Johanna. Woodley opting to back out. Here comes a Dragon Arrow. It is going to connect on Deckard. A flip, and that is one dead healer play of the game. No doubt about that. And they are going to back up a little bit while Misha continues to tank. J-Mac, no fear, going in. There's a Taunt on Varian. That is going to be one dead king. And this is going to be key. This may be a game right here. Nope, Woodleague opting to back out. Go steal the camp right here. I think they could have ended with the Varian down, but they decided it's not worth the risk. Instead, they'd rather paint the map red. And what do we got here? Looks like we're going to move over to the support camp again with the Hanzo. Yes, we are. We're going to take all the items for ourselves. Greedy, greedy, greedy. Greed is good in this case, though. I really would have liked to see them push their advantage a little bit more. They're 20 on their opponent, but they did get a keep out of it. And it looks like we are going to send a few down to turret, and then we're going to send the Rexar back up to the siege. With the Hanzo, this should be a very fast clear. And then I think they need to look for a fight with Ban Cho. Here we go, level 20 for both sides. And Shu Shui may have got caught out. I mean, it is a Johanna. Looks like Blue Steen is looking for a stay a while. But Ban Cho backs out. J-Mac sitting in the bush. Okay, are we going to get a fight here? It looks like Woodley is going to go ahead and push in. Test the waters on this. They do have the poke advantage, just keep that in mind. And Shu Shui is just taking a ton of free damage. There's a slow. Woodley sensing that's all they're going to get is a tower. And they are content with it. They are on the move backwards. But J-Mac gets a throw on Shu Shui. And there's a stay a while, but I don't think it's going to... That is a dead Tyrande. Maybe it bought it just enough time. Meanwhile, play of the game. Goodbye, Varian. Quindel's really hurt. Shu Shui is very, very hurt. And that's going to be a dead Orphea. Iron's getting popped by Shu Shui, but they're going to have to back out. Barcode wasn't happy, going to see if they could hit an orb. And that is going to be 50 seconds of free channel favoring Wood League, which I'm going to assume they're going to opt to do with their healer down for another 30. See the pings going on here. Clearly they're sensing that's where... Here comes an invade. And that is going to be a turret camp over to Wood League. 3 on 4. They want no part, healer or not. They're going to grab another turret. And this is not looking good for Ban Cho at this point. Barcode way out there. They leave Hanzo on point. Here's another turret. And all your members are up. It's now or never for Ban Cho here. They're going to have to go in. Meanwhile, Skeeve just takes a ton of free damage going in without a care in the world. And that is a dead Varian again. Don't know what was going through his mind at that point in time. Johanna should have been the one to lead the charge, but I guess he figured Mean Blaines was tanky enough. J-Mac taking a ton of poke from the Lunara here. Barcode in. Oh, poor Bambi. Decker, that is going to be the end of the game. For game 1 going over to Wood League. Well played, a dominant performance. Slogan comes out. It's just a formality at this point. Just wanted to play with the Garrosh. GG's all around. And that is game 1. Well done by both sides. Very, very well played. Just a couple key fights had gone the other way, but you could tell the poke was just too much. The Warriors were forced to eat tons of free damage. And by every time they would try to engage, they would be, 3/4 half health, and that's a huge advantage when you're going into the enemy team. So let's get right into the next game here. So we're going to have Slugadin on Jaina, Shu Shui on Anubarak, Blue Steen V2 over on the Tyrande. We're going to have Skeeve on Johanna this time, and Quintel is going to be on Vala. We have J-Mac on Garrosh again, Droopy this time on the Orphea, Barcode on Phoenix, Running Idiot is going to be playing Ana, and we're going to have Korix on Urel. So here we go. interested to see if Ban Cho can bring it back and take us to a game 3. They did let the Garrosh through again, and it did give them significant problems last game, but not near the amount of poke are they facing this time. And Nubrak getting through is no big deal. Vala has a way to get out. Oh, Quinnell. Be careful around the bush. There's a stun for a stun. Meanwhile, while we got the dance going on here, let's take a look. We got Corks in the bush. And we're just patiently waiting to see which solo laner is going to come out first. And this lane's going to favor the Yrel up there. Johanna can hold it, but will be pushed in by the Yrel constantly. Meanwhile, once again, Shushui is a little out front taking some free damage here. It's going to be a stun on the J-Mac. He's going to eat some Blizzard. But he's going to get a stack. That's going to be a Beetle, but he's going to be okay. The Beetle is going to be out. Meanwhile, let's check back in up top. I mean, just as we thought, the Johanna is going to be able to hold the lane per se. Definitely not going to be able to win the lane. It's just going to slowly bleed down there. As we go back bottom, once again, we have Woodley pushing in. And again, toss on Shushui, but again, a burrow out. And everything's going to be okay in paradise. Be interesting to see who's going to make their move towards that shaman camp first. And it looks like it is going to be Woodley. Leaving J-Mac here. They're going to send Orphe and Phoenix. Meanwhile, Quinnell decides to come and work on this. J-Mac goes in without a fear in the world. Uh-oh. May have overstepped. And that is going to be a dead War Chief. On the positive side, they did get their shaman camp out a little bit early, so that's going to create some pressure for them. But it's also going to buy Ban Cho some time to get their shaman camp out just a little bit later. While that's going on, Yrel is just happily plucking away at the Immortal. They send Vala up top. There, looks like they're content to race, and I don't think this is a race in the long run that Woodley's going to be able to win. They send some overly Vala behind. The Johanna going in. They are trying to buy time for their Vala to get work done. Maybe we're going to have enough both warriors. Is it going to be enough? And Yrel goes down. I guess Yrel is going to back out here. And that is going to be a dead Phoenix. And we are going to get a shaman camp that had been working on this wall cleaned up. I mean, the thing that does is it prevents the wave from getting there straight on time like you would want it to be. And they're going to really only get a tower out of this. And not a whole lot out of the first objective. But we got J-Mac here poking around, seeing if he can catch somebody overstepping their bounds. Lunar Flare is going to miss. Anticipating J-Mac's movement, but guessed wrong. Going to get the flip on the bug. And he actually ended up putting Sushi right where they wanted to be. They go ahead and commit instead of him backing out. I like the aggression out of Ban Cho there. And again, Sushui is taking a bunch of free damage. Going to flip him again. This could be some trouble for the bug this time, but he's going to burrow out. And all is well in Ban Cho land. Meanwhile, we're going to check up top, and as suspected, the Johanna is doing her best to hold top, but it's really not a fair fight. J-Mac's in a whole lot of trouble, low health bar. And this is going to be a camp steal. That's going to be a dead Ana. The DPS, they get out to lick their wounds as they wait 15 seconds for their warrior and healer to respawn. While this is all going on, Ban Cho is going to take advantage and really put the hurting on this Immortal right here. Get us to halftime with about a level lead. Meanwhile, Barcode is down here clearing bottom. You see the pings. Woodley says it's time to go, but I think by the time they even get there, this thing is going to be melted. This is practically a full shield Immortal. Sushmi going in without a care in the world. J-Mac in a lot of trouble. But he is going to get out of there right now, but they have bigger problems. They're going to have a full shielded Immortal bearing down on them on top of the sea. Ban Cho opts to split if they decide they're going to 5-man this. And they are, Wood League, knowing they are behind, send the Yrel down to soak. And Ban Cho opts to 5-man push this, which is a good decision, I think. They want to try to force these 10s in on Wood League. This is definitely a foregone conclusion on the fort. And possibly the front wall. That is the bug goes under the tower. Orphea is going to go down. This is definitely a front wall now. And we're going to see they are going to keep pushing. They just lack the poke right now. The Immortal was still pretty much at full health. J-Mac fights past the Immortal. See if he can get a flip. Instead he grabs a minion right here. There's a front wall and a big stun. And they are continuing to give ground right here. And this could be... Nope. If they had really wanted to push it, they might have been able to get the keep. But they ought to back out. Probably the safer play. And sensing right where Ban Cho was at, they send the Yrel in. A little bit early on the shaman camp here, but I guess they're just trying to... Okay. Well, it's probably a good thing they went ahead and got that out since Yrel down. Now knowing they have a 5-on-4, once again, Ban Cho is going to push the advantage here, especially if they see the Garrosh bottom. They're going to know there's no front line here, just 3 squishies, and they should definitely push this in and possibly... Nope, they are going to back out. And J-Mac rotates back to his team, down a full level. It looks like Ban Cho is going to get their Shaman camp out here while Johanna keeps Korix entertained. And Wood League is pushing back the lane a little bit, trying to make sure there's not going to be any cata pressure on that damaged keep. And here we go. So we're 12 into 13 here, and Ban Cho's just going to town, burning this Immortal. They're going to get us to halftime before Woodley's even going to get to lay a finger on their Immortal. So we're already at halftime, and Woodley's going to have to make a play here. There might be the pick they need. There's Avala, the taunt. Quinnell is going to somehow live. Not only live, but turn it around. That's going to be a dead J-Mac. No, is it? Yes, it is. That's 3. Here 4. That is 4 dead. This is going to be another full shield Immortal. And there's really nothing else Woodley could have done there. They had to try to make something happen. It didn't work out this time for them. So it looks like they are going to send Sushui. Nope, they opt to come back and 5-man push this. I thought they were going to try to get 2 keeps out of it, but they decide the smarter play is to push in with this full shielded Immortal. And I think it's going to be a foregone conclusion at this point that keep bottom is going to be gone, barring some kind of miracle. Oh, and that is a taunted bug. A noble effort to try to get the pick they needed. They just now got on even talent tiers. They're going to back up just a little bit. Let the Immortal push in. Urel knocks him back. And Ban Cho just relentless here. They keep pushing in. There is a web on the Ana. This could spell trouble. Stun after stun. The Ana is going to go down. And this is not looking good. This is looking like it is going to be Ban Cho's game. And we are going to have a game 3 here, ladies and gentlemen. Big stun. Our defender comes out, but it doesn't matter. They're just getting kills. Trying to get kills for kills here. It is a foregone conclusion. GG's come out. We are going to have a game 3, ladies and gentlemen. Very nice. Dominant performance by Ban Cho after losing game 1. It just seemed like they did a better job of making sure that Garrosh couldn't get on top of them. And we are ready for game 3 here. It looks like we are going to go to Towers of Doom, one of my favorite maps. Let's go ahead and get this prepped up and ready to go here. Be interested to see who's going to manage to pull this one out. So over on Ban Cho's side, we have Quinnell and Stitches. Skeeve 13 on the Johanna. Su Shui this time will be playing Vala. Blue Steen will be on the Tyrande once more, and Sluggadon will be on Jaina. And over on Woodleague side, we have Running Idiot on Malfurion. J-Mac on Garrosh again. Corks is going to be on the Malthael. Droopy is going to be on the Greymane. And we are going to have Barcode on Li Ming once more. So Garrosh is through all 3 games. I guess they feel like in the first game Garrosh wasn't the issue. Now, my concern in this game is if the Malthael does his job and does it well, he's going to be able to double soak 2 of these lanes. And that's going to free up Woodley to really pressure bottom. Ban Cho, realizing this, they go down a little bit. And that looks like that's going to be the strategy. Is to pressure bottom and let Malthael double soak. Now Furion's going to get rooted. Running idiot, able to get out of there, saves himself with a root. Meanwhile, it looks like they are going to try to have the Vala keep pace here. Now, range-wise, she wins, but rotational-wise, the Malthael is going to win. So it's an interesting matchup here to see who's advantage, if the range advantage or the mount advantage, which one's going to win out. Both teams are on their camps. Malfurion coming to top the Malthael off. J-Mac trying to keep them off his back line here. As they push in, Quinnell goes ahead and eats the orb. That's going to be some damage, and he's going to get hooked. He doesn't have an unstoppable yet, but he does manage to heal off hitting the Jaina, and he is going to walk away. Tons of free poke from the Li Ming here. And that was the downfall of Ban Cho the last game, is they were taking so much poke, and they were taking a ton of it from Li Ming right now. And it looks like Woodley is content to stay down here and keep the pressure on this lane and trust that their Malthael is going to be able to out-soak the Vala, but it does look like he is getting pushed back, and the Vala will win this. Xu Shui will win this if he can keep Cork in one lane. Meanwhile, they have lost the gate and one of the towers bottom for a gate and a tower up top. And typically, the bottom lane is the one you want to control, so I'm going to count this as a win right now for Wood League. J-Mac pushing in. Looks like Quinnell's going to be looking for the hook here. Pushing in. Big hook on the Greymane. Is he going to be able to get the Jaina? No. Oh my goodness. How is Slugged and living? But there's the Malthael in the back line. Oh no. Somehow the Jaina does live. Oh my goodness. That is probably a dead orc. And now I would think they are going to have to give this up if you're Wood League. So 2 out of the 3 towers go over to Ban Cho right now. We got Droopy posturing over here on his sapper camp. And they send Corks to go right back to the double soaking. Meanwhile, Ban Cho is getting their camp out. And look for them to invade, and they are going to invade. We're going to get a route to buy some time, and they are going to get their camp. No problem. It'll be interesting to see if Barcode can get enough damage, free damage out there to back up this front line. They have a considerably stronger front line over on Ban Cho. J-Mac is just relentless. He's going to throw stitches. Malfurion's going to get hooked. And that is the quest already completed by J-Mac. And we are going to get a spawn middle here. Malfurion going back for some mana. checking in on the solo lane matchup, and this is just something Corks is not going to win. J-Mac taking a ton of free damage. Going to have to take his sip now, but that is going to be a little problematic on how they're going to be able to engage this. Su Shui backs up. And the hook misses. And that big groundbreaker. Bluestein's going to get out of it. But I don't think Greymane going to be long for this world. But they are taking a ton. Look at the health bars over on the other side. That is going to be a dead Stitches. A Greymane for a Stitches. So that hefty front line is down. And they did lose the mouth ale. Doing the best they can to zone this out. Shu Shui is going to come in on the backside. Going to get rooted and blown up. Holy moly. An aggressive try. But at the end of the day, it wasn't really worth. It cost you your life. Good iron skin right there by Skeeve. And this tower is a foregone conclusion with Li Ming at the bottom, I think. So we got Water Elemental to help deal with that Greymane. Shadow Stalk this time. Brand of Vengeance, Blessed Shield, and Putrid Bile. Johanna's not going to be long for this world, though. Cursed Bullet, Twilight Dream, Last Rites, Wave of Force, and of course it's going to be Taunt on Garrosh. Their front line is going to go down, and the Water Ellie is not going to let them get away. Droopy, in a little bit of trouble, manages to get out. Meanwhile, Vala is just going to town up top. Malfurion could be in some trouble here. Greymane gets hooked. He's going to be okay. Maltho comes down to see what he can do to help. And they send J-Mac up top. Interesting decision. They leave Droopy down to do the camp here. And they're going to have Barcode help him. But here's going to be an invade. They're going to have to give this camp over. Or else that's going to be a dead Greymane. That is a dead Greymane for sure. And now, if you're Wood League, you may have to concede both of these. But it looks like they're going to try to put Corks on there as best they can. They're going to throw away the Stitches. See if J-Mac can get in the way of the hook. Nope, they're going to have to give it up. They're going to back out. Meanwhile, a huge orb. But there is enough zoning here. And J-Mac walks away with 60 health. Holy moly. Okay, so the decision to send the tank up top, a curious one, leaving his two squishies on the camp by himself, and an invade coming in. Basically left them with no choice but to give it. We get a clear here, and J-Mac being very aggressive. Quinnell going to eat a groundbreaker right there. And we are back to the push game. Now when it comes to the ability to siege something down, these teams are pretty much dead even. The Greymane and the Bala ability to siege will offset each other. The one thing in the advantage of Wood League here is the Li Ming and the ability to poke from afar and safely. Meanwhile, we got Vala in one lane, and here comes a rotation. Let's see if Su Shui is feeling it. Sensing there might be, and it looks like Malfurion is going to get cut off here. Here comes out the Putrid Bile once again. Their front line's a little bit out of position down bottom. Droopy's going to go down. And that's 2 for none. And that is going to make them have to back out. J-Mac's just going to have to concede the fact that he's not going to be able to contest this. And if you're Ban Cho, I think you take this opportunity to push in, but instead they're going to have to get these sappers here when it's... And they are pushing in. So they're going to go ahead and get these sappers out. They're going to push in for all it's worth and try to get this bottom tower. And meanwhile, Li Ming and Malthael pushing in on middle. But that is going to be the bottom tower down. And now Ban Cho is working on these sappers and see if they're going to try to walk them across for 3 more shots. They got a 12-shot lead right now. Now the real game begins. Bottom lane under control. J-Mac going to get hooked, but he's going to walk away just fine. He's unstoppable. The water elemental zoning people back. And I think, yes, we got 1 sapper in. 2 sappers in. And are we going to get more? That's the question. J-Mac doing everything he can to back him out, but it's going to cost him his life. And they managed to get... Oh crap. I lost track of how many they got out. But no Garrosh. They are going to have to try to get this down, which shouldn't be a huge issue with the Grey Mane sieging it. Because if all 3 are capped right now... Oh, look at this play right here. Du and Boss still going to try to force a checkmate issue. So that's going to be 4 more shots. And they send Vala to cap theirs. And they're going to hook J-Mac. He could be in some trouble here. The Unstoppable has been popped. 4 more shots over. Droopy's going to be in some serious trouble. He's taking a really bad angle as Woodley gets split here. You got your DPS trying to push in from one angle. And then, oh, big hook. But an even better blink. But here comes the Bile. Grey Mane is going to die on the back line. Li Ming is going to fall. Jane is just going to ice block, and that's probably going to be a dead Garrosh. And it's only the Malthael and the Malfurion left. And immediately Ban Cho is going to make their way down for these sappers, try to force them in and get a game. Winning scenario here. 10 seconds on the other sapper. So they're going to try to get both of these camps, and they're going to try to force them in. If 3 out of the 6 make it, that's going to be game. As you see the pings, they are going to go over and grab this other set. And this is going to be a very difficult defense if you're Wood League. Your Malfurion and your Malthael are going to be a little bit late. Nope, they're just going to let the... Instead of trying to get this down before they can react, they're just going to try to get the sappers to get this back, I guess. I thought they would have tried to get it down. Li Ming is going to fall. That is going to be 1 dead tower. And is that going to be a Grey Mane next? J-Mac trying to body block, but Grey Mane is going to go down. And that looks like it is going to be a very rough situation for Wood League. 2 altars up. GG's already being called by Wood League. And that's going to be another death. And that's going to be game. Oh. Caster. Oops. Got to set that up. Okay, and that is going to be game. Ban Cho takes it 2-1. in a very hard fought series. Well done by both teams. It just felt like at the end, there just wasn't enough front line to keep back Ban Cho. If you're going to go solo warrior, it's really gutsy to go solo warrior with Garrosh, I feel. But they tried it. It didn't quite work out this time for Wood League. Well played by Ban Cho. And that is going to do it for us. Thanks everybody for watching.